Hey everyone, at Disney Adams here from the NerdCon1 channel. I would like you to join me in welcoming GamerGoat to the family of sponsors for the NerdCon1 channel. If you are a listener or a viewer of NerdCon1, you can now get a 15% discount at www.gamergoat.com using code NerdCon1. That's www.gamergoat.com using code NerdCon1.
Hello, once again. Thank you for joining me here on the nerdcon1.com network. I am the Crypto Mind and doing my weekly The Crypto Mind podcast edition for the nerdcon1.com network. Great, fantastic network of shows of all things nerdy and some terrific content with games, talking about consoles and platforms, collectibles, Cinephile Saturdays with his movie reviews and lookbacks and takes, and just some general fantastic nerdiness. They also do live streams, Twitch streams. Check it out at nerdcon1.com. And thank you again for joining me here at the Crypto Mind. I'm on YouTube. And if you search for me, the Crypto Mind, MINED, and put all of that in quotes on either side, you'll go right to my channel where I've got all kinds of information for you about cryptocurrency and crypto mining, which I'm a huge advocate of, and I will even explain a little more why in coming episodes. Today is another weekly crypto news update about what's going on. There's just so much happening right now, so quickly in the crypto news space. So much is changing, or even things that have been talked about are finally being implemented. That I'm going to do another weekly news update, and I'm probably going to be doing a lot of these every Thursday on the NerdCon1 network, because there's a lot of exciting stuff to talk about. Mostly good, sometimes a little bit of negative news, but so many of the things that I think were promised in years gone by about crypto, about this space, are finally happening. So why don't I stop just yammering about that and start talking directly about it. All right, so as at the time of recording of this video, you can see here that Bitcoin is at 15,822, and actually today, November the 12th, Thursday, November the 12th. Bitcoin yesterday touched 16,000, even teeny tiny went over it about 2 or 3 times, and then it kept retreating. It did not close over 16,000 or over 15.8, which is what I think a lot of people were hoping for. Today it went over 16,000 again, even went to about 16.3, I believe, and has come back to about 15.8. So it's playing footsie with the 16,000 line, which is just amazing, because not a couple weeks ago it was at 13,000. So what does this mean? Like, how far is Bitcoin going to go? Is it going to go up? Is it going to go down? Is it going to hang around here? Now, I can tell you for a fact that I can't tell you that for sure. I am not a professional price analyst. I usually rely on other price analysts and their news and their takes to kind of inform me about what's going on, and that I can share with you. So here's what I can tell you, all right, just from looking at data. All right, if we go here and I look at a chart on the data of Bitcoin, right, and I was looking, I put it starting in the January of 2016, and because Bitcoin started way even before that, back in 2013, or even a little bit before that. But I included the big massive spike run up that crypto had right at the tail end of 2017, when Bitcoin hit that all-time high just a little bit over 19,000. Like here it closed at 19,141. That was the all-time high. And since then it had a year plus of troubling times, and then coming into mid-January it came up a bit. People were positive. It kind of went sideways, downish a bit. Then COVID hit, and that really just tanked everybody. Stock market, crypto market, everything. But since that time, since that closing low around $5,500 in March 13th, my birthday, March 13th of 2020, it's been on a steady run, including some periods of consolidation, and now it's on a real ramp up. And like we said, we're playing with the 16,000 line. Now, there's two things that are really important about that. If you look at this orange bar here, this orange bar is about the total market capitalization of Bitcoin. And what that means is if you take all the Bitcoin that's out there in the universe and you multiply it times its price for each Bitcoin, that's the total market cap. And the total market cap now is approaching $300 billion. And that puts it as the 10th largest market cap item in the world. It's surpassing Verizon. It's surpassing many other large companies that you know. And also what I tell people is that it's approaching the market cap back of the spike time, yet it's doing it with so many more Bitcoin, which means that this time is a little bit more solid than last time. There are so many more people involved in Bitcoin, involved in trading it, involved in using it, involved in investing in it, involved in saving of it, than there was in 2017. The total volume of trading is 5 times plus what it was back in 2017. So there's more people in the sphere making decisions about what they think about Bitcoin and its value. And that's a good thing. The more people that are involved in a market, the less likely it is to suffer huge, ridiculous spikes up and down. Not to say that it can't happen, but it makes it a little less likely. Now, why is some of this stuff going on the way it is? Well, here's a couple news articles that can put this into perspective. Now, in a previous video that I made about this week, everything changed, which was a couple weeks ago, I talked about PayPal announcing that it was going to allow customers to purchase Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies and have them in their PayPal wallet. And since then, on November 2nd, PayPal announced that it's going to raise its buying limit to $15K a week for eager customers. And I think these are for more large-scale customers. Well, duh, right? Do you or I have $15,000 per week to be throwing into Bitcoin? I don't. But, this just goes to show you that people who do have this kind of money, they're saying, hey, PayPal, $10K a week may be too small for us to use your service. And so they said, okay, we're going to raise it to $15,000 a week. Well, now, here's news on November 12th. PayPal removes the wait list for new crypto service and boosts their weekly purchase limit to $20,000 a week. So that means that people were going, hey, $15,000 a week is not enough for us to use your service. We need you to give us a $20,000 limit so that we can do what we want to do. Okay, so if you're wondering if people are serious about this, if this is a serious thing, and if people who actually move and shake markets and deal with assets and securities and all other manner of financial stuff, and they don't like to lose, and they like to do the what's going to make them money, and they're adamant about that. Well, they are just pounding services to allow them to purchase more and more. And so that's one indicator of what's going on right now. So another thing to look around is that you can go and try to find out what people are predicting about the price of Bitcoin. And if I go to my YouTube and put in Bitcoin price prediction, like I did up here in the top bar, you get all kinds of different. You get all kinds of different YouTubers who are making their predictions about stuff. Now I'll tell you that of course, there's always people that are like, oh, hey, XRP, that's Ripple, is going to get to 1 million each before Bitcoin. But here's one: Bitcoin will be 10,000. I mean, 100,000 this time next year, right? Bitcoin price predictions. How long till we see Bitcoin at 34,000 each? Here's one that's this was 3 weeks ago. Hey, Bitcoin just broke 12,000. And here's an honest price prediction for what's coming up, right? But they're using some metrics and looking at sometime in the future at 255,000, right? There are currently very few people who are bearish on Bitcoin. There are very, very few people that are saying you might want to get out. About the only people who are doing that are people who are like day traders, and they're trading the waves each day. And it is true that in any cycle like this, even when we go up, at some point there's enough people that kind of go, that's so far up, I may want to take some profits here and start selling. And you get it going down for a little bit, and then if you're still bullish, at some point people will come back and go, yeah, I'm going to buy some more now. Or even more people jump in because they say, oh, I missed out at 15,000. And then it comes back down to 15,000 for a second. They're like, oh, good, I can do that. There's a lot that goes on here. And so whether you're a day trader or someone who trades infrequently or someone who just wants to hold, is interested in Bitcoin as some place to just store your money and do what they call hodl, hold on for dear life, will determine how you feel about a lot of this stuff. So anyway, right now the sentiment is pretty huge for Bitcoin, which I have to tell you honestly, when 95% of the news is like go, that usually makes me feel a little skittish about what's going to happen. But I think that there's a lot of overarching macro events going on that are making Bitcoin go further up despite what would normally happen in a market, because this is not normal times. This Bitcoin is not, it's still, even though it is basically 12 years old since the issuance of the white paper describing Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a very new prospect in terms of the overall markets, right? I mean, if you think about investing in say even Google, Google was around back in 2001. If you bought, and so it's had and before that too, Alphabet, it has been around even longer. And then GM has been around for, almost 100 years. And there's other things that you could invest in that have been around even longer than that. Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are an extremely, they're an extremely new, they're an extremely new market, an extremely new product. And so if people finally decide that this is really a good thing, this is akin to people who were buying Walmart in 1980s, akin to people who were buying, Microsoft in the 1980s, when it was almost nothing, when it was just beginning to be something, or Apple in the later 90s after its restructuring, or things like Amazon in 2000s, when the share price was nothing, and now it's an oh my god stock. It's akin to that. So that's why you can't always use the yardstick of a mature company against Bitcoin or Ethereum or other things, because these instruments are brand new to the scene, and yet they're showing their value. As I talked about in that last video about this week, everything's changing. That nations are adopting this and other cryptocurrencies. Large investment groups are adopting it, and other big players, and also just you and me and millions of people around the world are adopting this cryptocurrency to use for either saving, for conducting transactions, paying people for stuff, goods and services, etc., etc. And it's right now the adoption is only growing. The adoption is still less than 10% around the world, and it's getting bigger and bigger every single day, exponentially. So this is why I say that this kind of price action is not necessarily as scary as what you might have seen back here at the end of January of 2017. Back in January 2017, it was still a world of Bitcoin who. So we're in a different place. Now, again, please do your own research. Please figure out who you are as a person who might want to get involved with Bitcoin. This is not a professional financial advice. These are my opinions. I'm not making some kind of official trade suggestion for you. In fact, you got to figure out what your relationship with Bitcoin is going to be. I myself have created a policy that, for myself, that Bitcoin is something I don't want to trade. Do I want to get some more over time when I can? Yes. As explained in a video about mining Bitcoin, as a hobbyist miner with a GPU rig and my computer box here, I cannot directly mine Bitcoin. I can mine other things though, and then purchase Bitcoin with the value of the other things, or I can just do some direct cash buying of Bitcoin as well when I've got extra cash. But here's my big deal on Bitcoin. This is my policy that I'm putting forward with Bitcoin. When I buy Bitcoin, for me, it's kind of like buying gold. And so gold is not something that you easily trade with or easily transact with. And it's like a storage of value. And it's my belief that over the long term here, for the years to come, Bitcoin is going to be ascending upwards. How fast or how quickly or whatever, I don't know exactly. I leave that to other people to determine. And actually, I really don't care. As long as I feel like upward is the level, and it's beating the CD at my savings bank, which is like at 0.1% if I'm lucky, then Bitcoin is where I want to store anything extra that I can squirrel away. So my intention with Bitcoin is, when I buy Bitcoin, that's it. It stays there. It doesn't go anywhere. I don't play with it. I don't trade with it. I don't care if it goes down or if it goes up. I'm hodling, HODL, holding on for dear life. The other thing that I've done is I've placed my Bitcoin holdings in a place called nexo.io, which is it's a trading house. It's not a trading house; it's a lending house. And nexo.io will give people crypto loans based on the crypto they have deposited with Nexo, hardback loans. And for people who are not taking loans but just saving their money there, they pay interest on the crypto that they have there. So I'm getting 6% annual percentage APR on my Bitcoin that's at nexo.io. But there are other places out there like BlockFi, Celsius, and many others that do similar things. So I'm happy with the idea of just parking my Bitcoin, getting 6% a year, and watching the price go up, which is, making the value of what I've parked there more and more. But you decide what you want to do. There are people out there making a fortune, trading Bitcoin. Okay, that's not my style. I'm a miner, and I love sort of the security of mining and accumulating stuff little by little, slowly, assuredly, every day. Even while I'm making this video, I have my mining rig is just working, collecting Ethereum and Ziliqua right now. And also it's mining Zel Zcash on one of my cards, and Monero on my HP Mini machine is doing that. And for me, like, that's what I like to do in terms of accumulating and investing in equipment and things that will just keep generating for me. It takes a lot of the guesswork and anxiety out of some of this stuff. I find trading to be, it amps your anxiety level, you know. But there's people out there that do it and do it just fine, and more power to them. If that's what they want to do, then go for it. And if that's what you want to do, go for it. Okay. So there's my 2-second minute on that. So getting back to, like I said, there's all kinds of people saying that there's just amazing things headed for Bitcoin in the future. Not only like for next year, but for 5 years out and 10 years out, and then the further out the price prediction guesses go, the more astronomical it looks. I don't know about all of that, but what I can tell you is it's doing really good right now. All right, next thing, Ethereum 2.0. Ethereum is the second largest instrument out there in the cryptocurrency space, in the crypto space, I should say. Ethereum doesn't necessarily call itself specifically a cryptocurrency. They like to consider themselves more like a smart contract operations device. And what does that mean? It means that with Ethereum, if you want to, what's happening is, if you look just to the right of where I have the ETH here, and it says Ethereum tokens, all of these instruments here, all of these, and there's even more, but look at just hundreds and hundreds, and in fact there's more. Coin360 doesn't list all of them, but all of these different instruments are running off on the back of Ethereum, and a lot of these other instruments are places that are allowing for trading, swapping of instruments. When you do crypto trades, it's basically a smart contract that occurs. Also, actual contracts for goods and services, and many other things, and all these multitude of different Ethereum tokens are different projects that are figuring out how to make easier the transaction of contracts through the Ethereum blockchain. And so Ethereum is a very powerful thing right now, because even though there are other blockchains that will do similar things to Ethereum, Ethereum was kind of the first one to the scene, and they've had a very active development community, and so they got a big head start. Well, Ethereum's at a place right now where it's going to be transitioning out of mining, probably by the end of 2021, and going into staking. And if you saw my video about staking coins, basically coins that mine themselves, that's where they're transitioning to, and they're calling it ETH 2.0, Ethereum 2.0. And currently they are beginning to take deposits for the ETH 2.0 staking contract. And you have to have 32 Ethereum, all right, which right now is costing you $14,574 to get 32 Ethereum. I'm sure there's people that are kicking themselves for not getting more Ethereum back when it was $175 each. Just what we're looking at like 2-3 months ago. Um, so anyway, if you deposit your Ethereum with them, like this calculator here is saying that monthly you would get about 1.4 Ethereum, and over the course of the year you get about 1.68 Ethereum. And this reward, that means you'd be getting about 5.25% more Ethereum than you had at the beginning of that 12-month period. So that's kind of like the interest rate that you would be getting, except that you're getting it in the tokens. Now, that's 5.25% more actual token, more actual Ethereum, not necessarily of the price. If the price goes up on Ethereum, it continues to go up on Ethereum, then your actual how much you're making if you compare it to US dollars could be bigger. Or it could be less if it goes down. But again, Ethereum, much like Bitcoin, is being highly utilized. It's being utilized so much that they're going to this 2.0 and the staking and other things called sharding and other things to try to be able to take on more business, basically. Ethereum is actually under a crush of their blockchain being overloaded because so many people want to use it for their specific uses that that the price for using Ethereum on a contracts and things goes up a lot and becomes cost prohibitive. So, but again, this is sort of a way to show you that the reason why a price on something like this is going up is just straight through the fact that people out there are using it. People want to use it, and people want to use it even more, which is making the Ethereum community and developers find ways to make Ethereum be able to accept more business and more transactions than it's doing now at hopefully a lower cost. So these are usually the kinds of things, if you're looking in the stock market world or whatever, those are usually the kind of things you look for, right? Is that, well, are people using it? Do they want to use it? Is there a product or a service here that's making it all worthwhile for the people that are involved with it? And on all accounts, the answer for Ethereum, as well as Bitcoin, is yes. So without a doubt. And I mean, and that so much so that billions of dollars are flowing into Ethereum and Ethereum tokens to conduct business and to do all kinds of things. So, and whether or not you have enough to stake your ETH, if you have 32 of them or not, full disclosure, I own some Ethereum. I own, I think, almost 2. But, maybe someday I'll have 32 of them. I do mine Ethereum on occasion, like I'm doing right now, and accumulating. And I have that, again, I'm going to go back to the mining thing, which is that I don't have like a lot of liquid cash hanging around to just go and buy some on the market. So I'm just ginning it up day by day, little by little, on my mining my mining machines and my rigs. And so that's how I'm getting involved with this. And I've got till the end of 2021 to try to get 32 Ethereum, or maybe they'll change their program by then. Who knows? But just on its on the surface as is, it's looking very bright. Okay, one last piece of news, and this one's going to be a little fun thing. Splinterlands. Splinterlands is a collectible card game. So Splinterlands has a deal where when you play, they automatically create a Hive wallet for you. So I guess natively they like to work with the Hive token, but they announce here that Splinterland has cross compatibility with other blockchains such as Ethereum, Tron, and Wax. So if you have those tokens or coin, you can use those to play in Splinterlands. Splinterlands also has a really interesting thing too. They say play to earn, which is that you can be a professional gamer on Splinterlands. If you get really super good at playing Splinterlands, that You can play tournaments and win rewards from that. There's ranks, ranked play, and quests. So again, like I talked about in my crypto games video a while back, that because this is on the blockchain, when you get certain like unbelievable rare cards or things like that, they've got a value, and people will be willing to trade you in these different currencies or tokens for those things, or you can hold on to them, or you can purchase stuff from other people, and they're yours until you trade or sell them away. They're logged on a blockchain, and no one can take that away from you. And so that's just a pretty neat thing. The one announcement about Splinterlands is that recently, because I use the Brave browser for my. I use the Brave browser for my browsing, and so one of the features of Brave is you can get basic attention tokens by clicking on ad notifications that come in on the side of your screen, and it's nice. They're not obnoxious. It's just they come out in a black box, and if you want to look at the ad, you can. And that's actually how I found out about this Splinterlands thing. A little ad about Splinterlands came in, and it was an announcement from Splinterlands that they will be accepting basic attention tokens now as well for the Splinterlands ecosystem. So if you're a Brave browser user like I am, and you just click on ads here and there and look at them that interest you, and you're getting rewarded in basic attention tokens month over month, you can now use those basic attentions tokens right here at Splinterlands. So that's, it's a pretty cool thing. The other thing you can do is that for me on the Crypto Mind, I'm associated as a Brave Rewards creator, and besides directly tipping me through Cointree, my link down below, I'm also going to have above, if you're on the Brave browser, you're going to see, like you see here, a little triangle with a blue check mark on it. It means that website accepts basic attention token or BAT token tips. You can click on that and tip the creator of that website, and so you can do that with me as well. So there's all kinds of uses for the basic attention tokens out there, and you can acquire them without even purchasing them if you use the Brave browser and click on some ads over time. And actually, if you not only click on them, you'll get a little bit, but if you actually read it and pay attention to it, you'll get a little bit more. And after a month gone by, about 5 or 6 days after the end of the month, you'll get your rewards. And you always get to see what your rewards are as you're acquiring them. So I'll have a link to the Brave browser down below. Download it, try it out for 30 days. See if you don't like it as well. I love it. Besides the basic attention token feature, it has built-in pop-up security. And it tries to block out trackers and spyware. And it even has a little counter here letting you know how many of those things it's keeping away from you. And you have the option of putting your shields down and allowing that stuff through, which sometimes you have to do with things that you trust, like maybe your credit union or your bank or some other places like that require that they know that they're talking to your computer directly. So try out the Brave browser. And see if you don't have a better browsing experience with a bunch of ads and junk you don't want, and clicking on ads you do want, and getting paid for looking at them, and having a better browsing experience overall, or even collecting them all to play Splinterlands. Hey, this has been the Crypto Mind weekly crypto news update for today, this Thursday, the 12th of November. Come back every Thursday for my special nerdcon1.com edition of the Crypto Mind, and come to my YouTube channel, The Crypto Mind. Put it in quotes on either side in the search in YouTube, and you'll get right to my channel, and that's MINED. Over there, I will have other videos. They're sometimes a little bit more technical, talking about mining or talking about how you can get involved with it. and I highly recommend it because I think that you'll find a way to get involved in the crypto space that is so much under your own control. And I think that that's really important in this day and age, is that you have some control over your money or how you accumulate things or in what manner you want to do it. And I think it will take some of the questions, some of the anxiety, and some of the fear out of being in this amazing space called crypto land and blockchain, the blockchain world. Y'all have a good day. Hey, tune in on Saturday for Cinephile Saturday on the nerdcon1.com network. Steve over there, he's always got some interesting, amazing, and fun takes on movies, videos, and he does it by categories and different things, and he's really, really into it, and I find his show a lot of fun. Have a good one.